Patricia Van Haren, family law attorney. What is the marital standard of living, and how does that impact the payment of spousal support? In California, past cases have held that the marital standard of living is a starting place for all long-term support orders. Now, for post-judgment matters, the importance of the marital standard of living usually declines after time has passed from that date of separation. Practically speaking, in most cases, the parties are not going to have enough resources available for payment of support to allow them both to maintain that marital standard of living. We have two households now when we had one. So how does the court consider this? They must make a reasonable award of support that allows both parties to enjoy a similar lifestyle as each other, meaning one spouse can't have a much better lifestyle while the other spouse is homeless or living out of their car. So if the payer's income is sufficient to provide the supported spouse with a lifestyle at the marital standard of living, and the supported spouse doesn't have enough assets, income, actual or imputed income, then the court must order sufficient spousal support for that spouse. So generally, they can't make a support order that's going to enable the payer spouse to live at the marital standard, but leave the supported spouse worse off than at the date of separation. Depending on the ability to pay, it may mean that the supported spouse is not only entitled to sufficient income to permit him or her to have concrete things that the parties enjoyed during the marriage. It may mean they're entitled to save or invest money, or they're entitled to a social life of upward mobility, or enjoy finer things such as entertainment and marriage, just like the parties did during the marriage. So what we're looking at for a marital standard of living is the reasonable needs that were commensurate with the parties' general station in life. And that's what prior cases have held. So in looking at a spousal support case on all its factors, the marital standard of living is intended to be a general description of the station in life of the parties at the date of separation, meaning were they upper class, were they middle class, or were they lower income brackets. The court's going to look at the income, not the expenditures, because they're not going to base a support award on a case where parties' debts exceeded their income. And they're not going to leave somebody having to continue to accumulate debts to maintain a style that they shouldn't have been afforded in the first place. In cases where there's a significant amount of income received from bonuses or commissions, the court will generally assign a percentage of those to the supported spouse. They may also consider the separate property assets of both spouses when trying to argue a case on a lifestyle analysis. It's always ideal, if you're going to use a lifestyle analysis, to have a forensic accountant prepare the analysis, especially when we're seeking long-term spousal support orders where one of the spouses is a particularly high earner and has significant assets from which they can pay support. If you have any questions about spousal support or the lifestyle basis in a spousal support award, shoot us an email or give us a call.